Hi there, Year 9s. In this video here, we're going to be looking at using set notations. So what these symbols mean. Okay, so I'm going to go through the notes here so you can fill in to your notes what the notations represent. So let's start off with the first one, sample space, which hopefully you've learned before already. That's all the possible outcomes you can get. An example is if you rolled a dice, then the possible outcomes you can get is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so that's what a sample space is. If you flipped a coin, it's heads and tails, yeah? Here's the symbols for it. You can use a capital S. You can use a capital U for universal set. That means the same thing I'm going to write here. Universal set means the same thing. Or you can use this epsilon symbol here, which you can do a bit of like a loop and kind of looks like a 3, yeah? And then loops back and comes down. That kind of idea. You can try that symbol if you want. So it goes loop, do a 3, and then reverse the hook, and that's your epsilon symbol. Or you can use the omega symbol over here, that symbol there, that also not conventionally used as often, but you can use that symbol. It means the sample space. So rolling a dice, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Subset is a collection of elements that are contained in another set. So what's an example of that? You can visualize a subset is, say, rolling a dice is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then you can say subset, let's say another group, set B, could be the numbers 4, 5, and 6. Can you see how B is already within A? So if I said A was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, right? And then I said B is 4, 5, and 6. It's already contained within A. Okay, so that's called a subset. You use the symbol denoted here to mean subset. So then in this case, the example I gave here, if B was 1, 2, 3, and A was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, well then B is a subset of A. Okay, I'm going to write in pink actually, do subset. So that's what a subset means, and the symbol there, therefore you'd say B is a subset of A. There you go. Next one. Element. What does element mean? It's denoted with this funny E. So that E or capital E or kind of looks like that. Okay, so that E, when you see that, it just means it's a part of. Okay, so part of a set. It's a part of a set. So it means, for example, A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then 1 is an element of A. But 2 is also an element of A. 3 is also an element of A, and so forth. Okay, so E just means a part of. So element is one of the outcomes, right? Then you go to null set. Now, null set is denoted by this symbol here. It's like 0 with a / through it. This means that the set contains 0 elements. Okay, and not to be confused with, you never write a set with equals to 0. They're both different. So if you wrote A equals 0 like this, that's wrong. Because what you're saying is then that set, the number 0 itself, is what is the element. But if you want to say that this set has nothing in there, then you don't put a number. So you can do it like this, or you can say set A with the symbol null set, and that just means that it has nothing in there. So don't write a number in the braces, okay? Otherwise, then that means you've got some elements in there. Okay, so null set is nothing. It's also known as a nothing set. Cardinal number, okay, usually is the one that you see where it goes N bracket A. So if you see that symbol, that just means what's the number of elements in the set. So in this case here, I'm saying the number of elements in set A. So for example, with rolling the dice before, and then I said A was getting an even number. So you can get 2, 4, or 6, yeah? Then if I wrote N, which is the cardinal number of set A, well, how many elements are there in set A? Well, there's only 3 numbers there, 2, 4, and 6. So you write 3. Okay, so N of A or NA just means that you're asking for the number of elements in that group. Okay, so the N stands for cardinal number. Intersection, which is probably one of the key ones that you learned previously, but it's elements between the sets that are in common. And we denote that with this reverse U-shape symbol. Often the key word that's associated with it is the word and. Okay, so they may say something like, in this example, if A was 1, 2, 3, 4, and B was 2, 4, 6, and 8, that's the groups, right? And then I say, then A intersection B, what this means is what's common between group A and group B. Okay, you would then say, well, what's common between group A and group B? See the word I'm using, and? So what's common between the two? They both have a 2, and they both have a 4. So then you'd say 2, 4. That's what A intersection B is. So what do they both have in common? And the word and is often a giveaway. That's intersection. Next one, union is your last one to write down. Elements in both sets are combined. So when you group the elements in both groups together, you don't repeat the same number, but you just group them all together. So imagine you put everyone into the same group. So denote it with like a U shape for union. And the key word often is the word or. So you can choose A or you can choose B. So what options do you have? So if I told you, you can choose any numbers from group A or from group B. So what numbers can you choose? You would then say to me, you can choose the number 1. You can choose the number 2. You can choose the number 3. You can choose the number 4, but you don't repeat the 4 because there's only, the 4s are the same. Yeah, so it's just the one group. You're combining them. And then you've got 6 or you can get an 8. These are all your possible options that you can choose. So that's what combined is. Whereas intersection was what's in common. What's common between these two groups. See the difference? And that's all the symbols that you need to know for today's lesson. So if we do an example together, let's do an example. So let's say this example over here. It says a number is chosen from the set of positive integers. Positive integers just means positive whole numbers. Okay, so integers means whole numbers there. Between 1 and 15, inclusive. So it means that you can have the 1 and you can have the 15. So A is the set of odd numbers between 1 and 15, inclusive. And then B is the set of prime numbers between 1 and 15, inclusive. So it says here, list these sets. So you got the sample space. So sample space, well, you've got the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 inclusive. Okay, so there's all the numbers that you can possibly get. B is the set of prime numbers between 1 and 15. So prime numbers, you've got 2. 1 is not a prime. 3 is a prime. 4 is not. 5 is. 7 is. 8, 9, 10 is not. 11 is. 12 is not. 13 is. 14, 15, no. There you go. So these are your groups for B. And then groups for C, A, are which numbers? Odd numbers. So odd numbers for A is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, and 15. Right, there you go. So if we were to draw a Venn diagram, let's put all the numbers in. So, well, clearly there's this region here, which is what's common between A and B. So I'm probably just going to write here just so I can see. A and B, what do they both have in common? So I use the intersection symbol. So A intersect B, well, they both have, what do they both have? They both have a 3. They both have a 5. They both have a 7 as well. They both have an 11, and they both have a 13. So almost a subset, but it's not a subset. So you've got 3, 5, 7, 11, and 13. So I'll write here 3, 5, 7, 11, and 13. Those are the numbers. And then in group A, I'm missing now the numbers 1, 3, 5, 7. I'm missing 9 and 15. Okay, that's group A. And then in group B, what am I missing? I'm missing just the number 2. Okay, but of the universal set of all the numbers, have I got all the numbers there? It looks like I'm missing, what's 1, 2, 3. There's not a 4, so I'm missing a 4, 5. I'm missing a 6, 7. I'm missing an 8, 9. I'm missing a 10, 11, 12, 13, and then 14. So there you go. So all the numbers that didn't fit in either one of those sets are now on the outside. And so that's all the numbers drawn into a Venn diagram. And it looks like I already answered this question before, but that was 3, 5, 7, 11, 13. A union B, which means you're going to combine these two groups together. So if you combine them, you get 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15. If you say cardinal number of A, so cardinal number means the number of elements in A, well, you can already see from here that was what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 numbers in group A, so I would say here 8. There are 8 numbers there. Probability of A, well, there is 8 numbers out of, is it 15? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So yes, it's out of 15. So it's 8 out of 15. And then number of A intersection B, well, A intersection B, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 elements there. And then probability of A intersection B is 5 out of your 15. So 5 numbers out of the 15 numbers are, that's the chances. If you would pick a number, it's 5 out of your 15, which is the same thing as saying 1/3. Simplify your fractions. You have to simplify them. Okay, if you don't, you lose marks. But there you go. That's how you would read the symbols and learn to use the symbols. So notice that in my answers, I'm using proper notation. I'm actually using the braces, I'm using the commas, I'm using A intersection B, etc. Okay.